are always going to keep happening.
Happening.
We have to come to an understanding that sometimes compromises must be made in life. It's like you get the usual men that like this. And I thought that I said, don't use that. I don't want to hear that. Like, if you want to address me.
Yeah.
I'm not all the men in the world, right?
It has left that point to the point of we don't want freedom. We want to
just want to punish you guys.
Yes. And I'm not trying to say women is like we're not trying to say it's just women. There are men too that when you hear their takes on things, you're like,
same thing.
Why is this so extreme?
Yes. Is it? Hello guys, it's good to have you guys here once more to listen to what we have to say, and welcome to the
Sidekicks show. And I'm Sirboby and
Damjek, and
together we will be taking you on various topics and conversations, and we'll be having heart-to-heart conversations about these topics. From the last time we were here, we saw your response on the channel and we appreciate it. We're grateful.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
And yeah, so we just want to say keep up the good work, keep sharing, keep liking and keep subscribing for the channel. Yeah. Let's go straight into the topic for today, which will be gender wars. It will be a bit controversial. And really,
question before we start.
Okay.
I don't think when I hear gender wars, it creates a lot of questions in my life. What exactly is gender wars?
So I'm going to explain what gender wars is as a definition and what social media has turned gender war into be. So we're trying to have a conversation between ourselves and think and try to come into like a certain understanding of what it really is, and if it's appropriate, if it's not appropriate, but before we go like into the rabbit hole, I like to take note of that this whole conversation, this is a disclaimer. There's nothing personal about this conversation. We're not attacking anybody's person. It's just a conversation. So
an attempt to
take it easy on us.
Clarity.
And don't So yeah, bro. Before we go like discuss what it is, I want us to use an example. Recently, there was a trending topic on Twitter where people, Awa, what do you call it? What's her name? I don't know how to call her name. That skit maker girl, okay, where she dropped a skit and people were like criticizing her. And there's this guy too, Okoya. The son of Okoya billionaire, he dropped a song too. It was bad. I'm not saying it's bad. People said it was bad. People said it was bad. And they dragged him. They dragged his ass. And in the comments of Okoya, everyone was kicking, laughing, and saying, "Oh, it's true, his song is whack." When Awa's comment is a quote, you saw a lot of feminists coming out and like saying they're trying to destroy her career. No, they're not saying. People just felt like a lot of people felt the comedy was not funny.
Okay.
That's why a lot of people felt.
Some of that stuff, they're nice.
And people are like, oh, and so people are just like giving their own and feminists came out, in quotes, our feminists, to say, oh, men are trying to pull her down, the foundation she has built. And people were arguing that if you could criticize Okoya without anybody saying, oh, it's not bad, it's like it's good to criticize Okoya because it's a bad song. So why can't we criticize Hawa? Because
you don't think the thing is funny, so we can say it's not.
So because she's a woman, we can't say
the defense is coming.
Yes. So that's like I don't know if you saw the story. It's what really made me think, oh, what really is gender war? Why is there so much conversation? Like, why are people so eager to?
Sorry, I think I'm not into that space of the internet. Because
yes,
gender war to me is like, why is that gender war in the first place?
So let's go back to like patriarchy. Yeah. A lot of women have been made believe that patriarchy is a system that was formed against them. The Bible, the government, or men killing women, mansplaining, all those things is a system that was built against them. Right. And yeah, I can I can see that side, that word, what they're saying.
the past, yeah.
But it has gone further than that to the point of them saying, okay, to saying, oh, men are this, men are that. No, grouping men into the same,
I see what you're saying.
into the same category,
Yeah.
without even all of us doing the same thing.
Right.
You know,
It become like man versus woman.
woman, whoa,
I get what you're
yeah. So it's, and you know, there's something that happened recently, and you're not the internet person. I am the internet person, if you don't know. And there was this something happened recently. I'm trying to pick up on something, but there was a conversation on the internet about how a group chat leaked.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
A feminist group chat leaked, and girls were talking in the group chat about how they were going to kill their brothers, how they were going to kill their dad, how she will use her brother to do example. That she was, you know, and it was funny. Like, why is there so much hatred towards each other?
So
you know,
I'm laughing because I had a conversation with someone recently, right?
yeah,
And she would always say things like, you know, the usual men are like this. And I thought that I said, don't use that. I don't want to hear that. Like, if you want to address me.
Yeah.
I'm not all the men in the world, right? I can't die for all the sins of all the men.
Yeah.
If I do something, focus on me. And I noticed that because she kept using that, I would always respond like a woman too. And I'm like, okay, let's stop using this, like, right? And I think there is like a deep-seated bias, deep-seated sentiment. We have like resentment rather.
Okay.
Men have against women. And I think we need to understand, like, when did this start from? I think that's what we need to look at.
Yeah.
And I think this may not be accurate, but I think up to like, I think when the whole feminist movement came up,
yeah.
right, it gave women like a strong voice to say, okay, you don't want
this, yeah.
But I think also he also gave women the opportunity to voice those deep
concerns,
those deep anger, those things that have been they've been seen like men has been. They've not been able to voice that because men have actually held like strong positions in society.
I get.
They can't voice. Right?
They can't really say a lot.
The issue now came up is because the problem is if you they kept focusing on women kept focusing on the bad thing.
Okay.
Right, and it fed. I think that thing feeds. There's a way a negative.
Yeah, like continuous negative. Yeah, it goes.
It can fuel you to like take action.
Right?
Because okay, take action, but when does it stop?
Where does it stop? So which brings me to like my next question: that where does everything really stop? Like where does it end? Because now we are grateful for feminism, and if you know me very well, I'm a very active feminist person. I support women in everything. I'm open to like, oh, let women have their freedom, let them do what they want. But it has left that point to the point of we don't want freedom. We just
want to punish you guys.
Yes. And I'm not trying to say women is like we're not trying to say it's just women. There are men too that when you hear their takes on things, you're like,
women, yes, same thing.
Why is this so extreme?
It's a very deep topic.
Okay.
Ask me, like, even looking at it now, I'm trying to look at it, and I'm trying to go into the. And I think the only way to quench it is what's the root. Where are these things coming from?
Where is it coming from? Do you think it's woke?
It's not woke. I think it's a bit of pain to begin with, right?
Okay.
And look at it because I think wokeness is that we have started it. The woke culture.
Yes.
So let's try to inquire.
Okay.
We're going to ask like we're trying to ask
our own questions. Okay.
So do you think? So this whole men eating women, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's because men have actually held strong position in society and have suppressed women for a long time?
Okay.
Right, and women are saying that this is our time to shine.
To shine.
But men are still trying to hold that position of we still run this thing. The women are like, but now we have the power
to do it.
Run this thing.
So let me quickly break it. Stop you from that place. Like, yeah, I agree with you that it's from oppression.
No, I'm not making an
look. I agree with that point that is a lot of cases with women say it's because of oppression and suppression and everything, and you know they've been suppressed for over the past couple of years, and they're trying to find their voice, which I get. I was reading a tweet recently, and someone said the first wave of feminism was to fight for women's rights. The second wave was to fight for opportunities. The third wave is now tending towards oism, slots. Because now you see girls say, oh, we want freedom, and we want freedom. And what they use their freedom for is OnlyFans. You get?
And they will tell you that
to expose their body.
Right to do anything I want.
So I'm saying, yeah, I get the whole you're suppressed, yeah, all those things. I get everything, but where does it stop?
I think it's like it's now a thing of being drunk on power.
Yeah.
You ask me, like, as the way you get power to a level that you know that you now have it. All the things that they're not allowed to do since. I'm not going to think about it if it's
right or wrong. You just want to do. You just want to do it.
And that's what leads to destruction at the end, if you ask me. Right? And I think if you look at it, that's affected. Sorry.
We have to be careful.
No.
We are men.
I'm just going to put it as it is.
Okay.
I'm not picking sides.
Sides, okay.
Because me, I'm not against. I'm not into any isms. I'm not.
You don't have any.
I see every human being as what.
More,
let everybody progress.
Yes.
So I'm not for any of J. So I think for what I'm going to say is, what exactly do the women want, or what exactly do men want?
Okay.
Right. What exactly do we want? Do we want a society where we are always fighting?
Okay, where there's no peace.
Do we want to be able to mold and say, okay, well, I understand that I've done you wrong in the past. I'm sorry. Now, I want us to move ahead. I want to give you the opportunity you actually deserve.
Okay.
And I also want to live my life. I offended you. I can't accept you. I don't
fuck up. Oh.
Okay, I've been no vex. Maybe we'll work this thing out. Let the past be, let us move on. I think that's what we should focus on. But if you are still not to what I did yesterday, you are still trying to now deal with me.
Deal with you today, and
I mean, so I'm like, kill me, like, they vex for me. Now that's when I come from. It's my fault that my grandfather
had done something, yeah.
But
I get.
I cannot holding on to the attack they are getting and say, so okay, if you're attacking me, I'm going to
attack you back.
So look at the issue now. It's affecting relationships a lot. This old new women and men, they're always finding reasons. Okay, there's like a lot of conflict.
Divorces, a lot of broken relationships.
There's a lot of ego play.
Yeah, ego.
You should have power.
There's a lot of ego play.
It's not about progress of humanity anymore.
This is what he said on the internet, so I'll follow what he said. Like, the ego play part is what brings me to people like that, in quotes, at the head of this like groups, these movements that I don't want to mention names, I don't want to give them publicity. That these guys that we are pay for this course, we teach men to dominate women, and then there are women that will say, we are going to teach you how to dominate women, and I'm like, what has gone wrong in our society that we are paying, people are actively paying to learn how to dominate the other gender.
Men are paying for classes, teach them how to be an alpha male.
I'm a toxic man.
And it's crazy toxicity. If you look at it, it's hinged on toxic energy.
Yeah.
Look at it. And that's not the right approach to things. The right approach to things will be, let's fix this thing, let us progress. You deserve your own life. Your right. I'm going to allow you. Do
you agree with the fact that there's no more traditional men and traditional women? Like, in the sense of the society has progressed to a point that the traditional man and the traditional woman does not exist again. What I mean is, now we are saying patriarchy and and all these things, but we know patriarchy is indebted in traditional roots. Like, a man is to feed the family, and the woman is meant to take care of the children. Or a man is to provide for the family, to secure the family. The woman is just to be in the kitchen and take care of our offsprings. Now, if we say yes, we are all for let women do what they want, does it not still break the whole point of traditional man and traditional women? Like, the
question would be,
okay,
traditional man and traditional women, right?
Like roles, that men and women are meant to
existed for a
long time.
Yes. It's like now people are like, they want to break out
of it. Yeah.
So I don't think it's bad to want to question out again, like the norm, right? But I think to what end is the question.
Okay.
So why that things are changing, that women are getting to the workforce fully, which I'm happy that everybody can, because some women really want to do it. But I'll tell you that some women, they also don't want to get in the workforce, but because there's pressure of, now women are working, I can't be at home,
I want to work too.
To say, I'm
lazy.
Say this independent woman,
easy.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
They are doing the workforce.
Yes.
So the thing is that it's putting pressure on. Not every woman wants
to work.
Actually,
yes.
Some women want to be in the traditional role, take care of the kids, be with their children, let their husband
do go and work and do stuff.
Then they'll support it. They'll make sure the house is run. The husband brings stuff. But to what end are we trying to say traditional men So what traditional men do, right? Is very
support. I take care of the house. Yes, like security,
decision,
provision.
Doesn't mean the woman doesn't.
Yes,
okay, we can do this. Right? Traditional women, I said. So breaking it, obviously, the whole of because women are allowed to work now. Everything has happened, right? Some people are. Yeah, it's fine if you want to do it, but I don't think the role of you still taking care of the house necessarily has to end. And it comes down to you as a woman. But I feel like at the end of the day, the children, when you have a child, the closest person to the child is always the mother.
His mother, yeah.
That channel is nature. Right? But taking the woman out of the home has opened the child up. Even shows why children are more vulnerable to a lot of things.
Yes.
Since they are, because there is nobody to actually directly care for the child. So we have to look at what are we creating? What kind of society are we creating? So we actually need to be careful when we are making decisions, because every decision we have like equal and opposite. That's how life is. Right? Every action has equal and opposite reaction. So to what end are we banishing tribe? But we can say one word, but we need to find the balance. I feel at the end of the day, find the balance in the family.
Okay.
Life is not going to be about just working. Like relationships, people are always going to be there.
So let me. The person who tweeted this thing knows himself, and I'm not to mention names. I read his tweet on Twitter, and I quote: "Avoid being called these three names by a woman at all costs." In quote: "Real men, nice men, and intentional men. It's better to be called a narcissist than to be called any of those." In my head, I'm like, okay, so men, they fight for traditional men. The people that are propagating this war, yes, women have to be under men. Women have to. I'm telling you that a man cannot call you intentional man. Cannot say you're a nice man. So what do you want to be called as men? Do you want to be called you're a devil? You're a devil. So instead of being called narcissist. And when you go to the other end of the spectrum, you see feminists putting on their name witch, Coven. And I'm like, why are we embracing the whole wicked personality? Because two genders are, there are two genders trying to compete for a same sport. When it doesn't work that way, we are humans. If you are qualified for a sport, you should get a sport, regardless of your gender or whatever it is. And I'm like, what is it? Should we enable this kind of people on social media? Because we know what's about social media.
And I think the problem is going to be the people that are coming up, right?
Yes.
Because they'll be confused. They even are probably getting confused to who they are already, right? They're coming to this.
There are a lot of genders already.
Coming to this place of what was it? I think we are in a world where people actually are as confused
as anything.
As anything can. They're like the most. There's a word like confused. Confusion is the order of the day now.
Yeah.
And I think people, instead of trying to resolve that confusion, we are building more confusion because we are strengthening our ego than resolving what the problem really is. So why do women feel hurt? Can we resolve this issue? Why do women feel this way? Can we resolve this issue? Let's just come to understand. Let's discuss. Okay, what do you expect from me as a woman? Can I give you? If not, why do you want this thing that you even expect from me in the first place?
Yeah.
Is it because it serves you, or because it serves us as humans? And I think a lot of time, look at it. A man is coming because it serves him. If your man acts a particular way, the woman is coming, it serves her, and I think it comes from a very very selfish place. And then
okay,
we can't progress like that, and that's why these fights are always going to keep happening. We have to come to an understanding that sometimes compromises must be made in life. Like you get everything makes compromise. Even plants, they make compromise for us as human beings. If they try to withhold the oxygen they are giving out, and it's just about
all of us die.
So
true.
We have to actually, and I think we are only feeding our greed, our ego, and our selfishness with all of these things. We're not coming down to like progress. And if humanity progresses, everybody's progressing. Like, okay, why do I want a woman to not be able to vote?
Like, why?
I feel like she has no right.
What does a vote do to you? It's just.
And I think it comes from because men are. I think part of it we're looking at now. Men have like opportunities to go to
schools, yeah.
So they feel like, oh my, what do you know?
What do you know? Yeah.
But now you have allowed woman to go to school. That she's doing those things for free. Now you're not paying that she can make those decisions.
Is this a reflection of our society, or is it just a facade of what we see on social media?
I think that's a deep-rooted problem. I'm not looking at society. Obviously, this society basically was built by patriarchs.
Yeah. Like, to admit it.
That's the truth. They built a system, and we are still rolling that system.
In that system.
Like it or not. So we are trying to break out of it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll tell you, I'm sure that some people are up there that are funding this
whole noise, yeah. To confuse people and
they are funding those things. They are pushing people, right? Because they want to retain certain power. So some women are kicking back and no, and those men want to maintain that power. Like they must maintain this thing. But we as human beings, we should not be popular. All these people that are making us on social media, leave them alone.
Let them do their thing.
We have to think, okay, look beyond it. What exactly do we need? Not what all this fight is.
Word. Okay. So basically, gender war, feminism, patriarchy is a deep-rooted cause.
I don't know, say this thing deep. I like talking about
it's deep. It's deep because I had a conversation with someone, and I don't want to put anybody out there, and the person came and said, "Oh, if my husband, if my husband do anyhow, I could just leave him." And I was like, what do you mean you just leave him? She was like, they've given us options to leave, there are many options on the internet. That you can leave your husband and, fight for yourself, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, why do you want that? Why is that your next option? Why is it not trying to resolve the matter in this show? Yeah. And I found out that it's what these people are being fed on the internet.
That they are
absorbing. That they're putting in their head like, oh, yeah, the next thing is to leave my husband, leave my kineko. And the woman was so like, she was vibrant. And I was asking her like, does your husband beat you? No, he doesn't. Does he cheat? She doesn't. No, you can't leave a woman cheat. Does he provide for you? Yes, he does. So why is that in your head? Why is that bad at the back of your head that once you fuck up, I'm leaving? And I found out that it's a lot of things that have been fed on the internet. And same for men.
I would like to.
Why would your girlfriend go the order for you? She sit down for us, they call you, say, man, you do something. Like, can't you just do what you want to do?
They are actually being programmed, like it or not, by what we see on the internet.
Yeah.
So like, and this whole movement of this masculine, everybody half male thing. So just an example, right? I don't want them, but I was living with someone.
Okay.
I used to digest this.
I think I know the person.
Every single day, right? And
I know the person.
Let me see this podcast, but
okay, we're not putting. What I'm
trying to say is that those things they get to you. That's when you start to see them and you start to believe that it's true.
It's true, yeah.
You have this, but you don't realize that moment that it's only feeding your ego.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you have power over somebody.
Word.
But if you are not conscious, and it took me a while to actually just become. After I have to look at it, like, sometimes after I listen, I was just gonna look again, say, bro, what, like 2 days after I maybe listening to it again, they say those things that it makes a lot of sense when they're saying it. Like you pick it up, you say, true. Like this. But I think allow women to be women.
Allow men to be men.
That's the reason why I'm a man. That's the reason why.
That's the only way to end this podcast.
But we should not end it in a way that is disrupting the other gender. Do yourself. Man.
Allow men to be women. Yeah. Allow men to be men and allow women to be women. Internet is what they confuse me too. So yeah, as you've heard from both of us, we have no opinions. Anyways, I'm just discussing what we think.
Take what you can from it, man.
But from what you can take away from this place is that don't let people on the internet control your thoughts.
Please.
Don't let people you don't know. That you don't know their background. Some people, they don't have good family.
Yes.
They don't have good upbringing.
You love
complain.
Loves company, yeah.
You will come from better background. They want to destroy you. So don't let people control. Have your own. Form your own opinions in your head. I think what really helped us and why we've been able to do a lot of stuff is because we've always been able to form our own opinions.
Look outside what's going on.
Outside the circle and try to figure out what we can do. So this is advice for someone that is watching. Be yourself. Don't let anybody make you feel a lesser person. And
if you're not yourself, someone else will use you.
Exactly. For their own good.
Whatever.
So just do you and
please be yourself.
Be yourself. Yeah. Again, I remain Sirboby and this is Damjek, and you've been watching the Sidekicks show. Make sure you subscribe, share this channel to someone, like, and put on the notification bell for more content.
Subscribe is really important.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.